Now, if you're like me, you most likely like building your own custom clone trooper army. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you a cheap solution to building clone armies, which is decals. Without further ado, let's get into it. I purchased this package from Jonak Toys, so let's see what's inside. First, we've got the blank bodies that the figures will be on. Then we have some decals, and some more decals. 2 cloth pieces for Rex and Wolf. He also sent some free stuff. This isn't the only thing you need to make custom decaled clone troopers. You're going to need some other things, so without further ado, let's take a look at that stuff. So as shown here, you're going to need a few things: the decal sheet itself, the figure, a stand for drying, an X-Acto knife, some scissors, a sponge, and sealer. You'll also need some tweezers. Without further ado, let's get into the process of doing a decal. So before you start applying decals, you're going to want to cut them out with your scissors and X-Acto knife. This did take a while. This is kind of sped up because you want to be very careful with it and not mess up or cut any of the decals. You also will want to be very careful while doing this and not cut yourself like I did. My first attempt at doing a figure, I didn't really think that I could use scissors that much to cut the decals, but you can actually use them a lot on the torso and legs. After cutting decals, you're going to want to carve out the hips with your X-Acto knife. You want to do this so the decals do not scratch off on the hips because it's very tight. This part and cutting can also be quite messy, so you might want to have a trash can next to you. Now let's move on to applying the decals. So first you're going to let the decals soak in water for about 20 seconds. And then this is my first attempt. I kind of did it in not a good way because I almost messed it up completely. But I did get it onto the torso, and then you just want to slide it around until it's in a good spot. This next thing is very important, so you use your sponge to press down on the decal gently to get all the air and water out from under it, so it's on a nice smooth surface and doesn't move around a lot. Next thing I decided to do was the leg, which was very challenging for me at first. I just couldn't get it lined up right, and it didn't look too great. Once again, when you line it up right, you're going to want to press down gently with your sponge. Now on to the helmet, which is where everything went wrong. I guess I didn't get it wet enough so it would not move around, and I kept trying to move it, and then I'm pretty sure that I put it back into the water, which was a terrible idea. So never do that with your decals. What I figured out works best for that is to take your finger and dab it in the water and then rub that water back onto the decal, and then you can move it a little bit more. Once you've finished all your parts, you're going to want to seal them. So when sealing your parts, you're going to want to go outside and get your spray, and then you're going to want to shake it up a lot, which you can see that I'm doing right here. Then you grab your figure and then you spray it twice across, and then you do the same thing for the back of the torso and the helmet. You also probably want to wear a glove while doing this, mainly because of the chemicals, but also it smells really bad after. And then for mine, I only had to let it dry for like 30 minutes. Did end up using another decal sheet to finish the helmet, and I think it looks pretty good for my first attempt. Here you can see me doing another figure right now. So here are all of my finished figures. The Phase 2 Rex went terribly, and I messed up completely on the legs for the Commander Wolf, but the Wolfpack Troopers look pretty good. Closer look at some of the figures. My favorite has definitely got to be this officer one. He is super sick. It's nice to have a Wolfpack Heavy, especially since it was my favorite character in Battlefront 2. And here's the helmet and torso for the Commander Wolf. Well, there you have it, everybody. That's my first attempt at decaling custom clone troopers. I will definitely make more decaling content in the future because I just find the process of making them very enjoyable, and the possibilities for what you can make are pretty much endless. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe.